All right, here we go. Today we have Regina Blackshear, aka the Queen of Furs. During her years of stealing high-end clothing and jewelry, she amassed almost $20 million in stolen items, resulting in multiple prison bids and missing out on raising her 3 children. She's now out of prison and has turned her life around. Regina, welcome to Vlad TV.
Thank you.
Well, very interesting story. Born and raised in Toledo, Ohio.
Yes.
Okay. And you grew up with your mom because your dad wasn't really in a relationship with your mom at the time that she got pregnant.
Yes.
Right. He was actually living with another woman at the time. So although he was around, you actually had a stepdad the whole time.
Yes, my husband, yes.
Okay. And there were 3 kids?
Yes.
Okay. So what was Toledo like in the late 70s?
In the late 70s, kind of like a little country town. You know, the old pimps, hoes, stuff like that. The normal projects, the suburbs, it's kind of like a little country, like a little, like Mississippi, I say, like a little country, little city, a little small, little city. It's country.
Okay. Now, your mom worked for Hunt Wesson Food for 30 years.
Correct.
Your stepdad worked for Libby Glass Company for 30 years. So these are like big corporations in Ohio?
Yes, they both retired, yes.
Right. So you're watching your 2 parents work a lot, but you guys are still essentially living in the hood.
I mean, it's the hood now, but back then it was like it wasn't considered a hood. It was a nice neighborhood back then. Everybody had their grass cut and, they 2-car, 3-car garage. It was a nice area, but it turned into the hood now, but back then it really wasn't the hood.
Okay, well, even though it was a stable area, you wanted way more than that. You're watching Young and the Restless, and you wanted the mansions and the cooks and the Ferraris and everything else like that.
Yes.
Okay, and you're growing up in this area where, although it is a stable area, a lot of people around you are hustling.
Correct.
So what are the type of things that you were seeing early on?
Growing up, like, it was this car wash down the street from my house, and this guy used to be hustling out the car wash. So one day I probably was like about I was like 17. I had a little VR. So I had went to his car wash. I mean, it's like a car wash, a body shop. And I was like, my light is broken, my car. Can you fix my car? He was like, yeah. I went in there. I'm like, oh my, he had race cars, all type of stuff. So I always wonder, like, I never went in the building, but I was always like, what is he doing in that body shop? So I figured, like, the body shop, he probably was like hustling or something in the body shop. Yeah.
Okay, well, you actually got introduced to hustling by your mom because she would get essentially stolen clothes at a big discount when you were young.
Yes. So the boosters used to, like, come over there, with leather coats and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my God. I used to be peeking, stuff, our school clothes and stuff like that. So my mother used to, buy the stuff for like half price.
Right. So your mom was buying stolen clothes, but she wasn't actually stealing it herself.
No, she went to work, no.
Right. But you started stealing clothes yourself as a teenager.
Right, watching them like, oh my God, like, yeah.
Okay. How old were you when you first started shoplifting?
Probably like 14.
Okay. And what'd you start stealing initially?
So me and my girlfriends, that I went to school with, we'd like go to the mall and wear like big clothes, and we'd put like the sweater or the pants underneath our clothes, like underneath our sweater or our sweatshirts. We'd put the clothes on, like little petty stuff at first.
Okay. And back then, there were no security cameras.
Correct.
There were no cell phones. So stealing stuff was a lot easier.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So you start stealing stuff and you start recruiting other girls to start stealing stuff with you.
Yes.
And you were going home and you were hiding your clothes in the house.
Correct.
But eventually your mom actually found all the stuff, and it's all new stuff with tags on it and everything else like that.
Correct.
Okay, so that was the first time your mom found out that you were doing criminal activities.
Right. She, because I had like a walk-in closet in my room, and I guess she came home one day being nosy. Went in there, she picked the stuff up, like going through the drawer, and she left a note and was like, "Do not go outside. You're grounded."
Right. Because although your mom was buying some stolen stuff here and there, this was a real 9 to 5 working person. You're working in a family where both parents are working 9 to 5 jobs and doing overtime. So how did your mom take that now her daughter is out stealing stuff?
Exactly. Her understanding was cause she, you know, my mother had good credit back then. She brought us nice stuff and the new Jordans, and you know, she had all the credit cards, so she brought us nice stuff and the boosters, so we dressed nice. So why are you stealing? And I provide for you, you know.
Yeah. Well, although you got grounded, you kept on stealing.
Correct.
And you developed this method using girdles.
Yes.
So explain that.
Okay, so you know, as we was getting a little older, probably like about 16 or 17, my friend had an aunt. They used to be like boosters, like back in the day, and they wore girdles. So we used to watch them and stuff. It's like, oh, so we can get more stuff, you know. You only can get limited stuff, you know. You only can be so big with your sweatshirt on or your big sweatshirt and pants. So she started like the waist girdle. So we was watching her. We was looking big like Santa Claus and stuff. So we was just got better and better as, you know, as the years went by.
Okay. So here you are, you're stealing clothes, and you're starting to sell some of the stolen clothes too.
Yes.
So now you got money coming in and you're fresh.
Yes.
And that caused some jealousy.
Correct. So
And an incident happened.
yes, in school, you know, the females say like, you know, you think you this, you think you that, or whatever. And so I guess we was leaving school, getting on the school bus, about to go home, whatever. So they want to double team me or whatever. So we fighting, and I don't know, I don't know what made. I had like a little razor, like a little carpenter, like on your keychain. I just pulled it out and I just like sliced her like turkey. So I walked home. Well, I caught the bus. I went home. So my homeboy had like MB5. So we was riding MB5, and the police pulled up like on my street. And he was like, "Is you Regina Blackshear?" I was like, "No." He was like, "Yes, you fit the description." He knew exactly what I had on: white nights, the yellow Guess jean jacket, yellow Guess jeans, and the red and yellow Guess jean shirt. He's like, "You fit the description." They arrested me, and I went to jail that day, the same day.
Okay, when you say you sliced her up like turkey, like where exactly did you cut her?
Like in her face, I was just going crazy, just like,
Oh, so you cut her face up.
yeah.
Okay, so why are you carrying around a razor to begin with?
I don't know why I had the razor. Because me and my friend, she like my cousin or whatever, we grew up together, her name Denny. She was just like, next time we get into a fight, we ain't fight, we just gonna slice them. You know, I don't know, it was just something that we just had in our mind. Like she had one on her keychain, I had one on my keychain. I don't know, just crazy being a kid, not thinking.
Well, yeah, I mean, that could have gotten a lot worse. You
I
could have
know.
cut her eye.
Yes.
So you gave her permanent injuries at that point.
I mean, it was like, she came back to school, so it wasn't like, nothing like, it wasn't really that bad, you know.
Okay, did you ever see her in the future after that?
Yeah, so I got sent away. I went to Juvenile for like 6 months, and then I came back to school when I got back, and she was still at the school.
Okay, what happened when you guys ran into each other again?
Now, like, she just looked the other way. Like, they're just, you know, be at their locker, you know, looking at me long distance, but they ain't never say nothing to me or nothing or anything.
Okay, did she still have scars, you know, from the razors?
You know, I really didn't pay attention to her, so in 6 months, I'm quite sure it healed up by then.
Okay, she probably kept her distance at that point.
Yes,
right?
she did.
You know, she's like, Regina's crazy. I'm just
Right.
I'm just going to stay away. Okay, so you end up getting locked up for 6 months.
Yeah.
And you felt that was unfair. I mean, looking at the situation, I thought that's pretty reasonable.
I mean, I had like, I did 6 months, but I had a year. I was sentenced to a year till I was 21. But
Okay.
my mother, you know, we was raised in church and stuff, so our pastor had like a outreach center, like the kids. So he had like talked to the judge and everything. Cause they was like, how you get out early? Like you used to have to do a year and then go like to parole board and do after a year. Like you don't really get out in 6 months. But the pastor, you know, he went to the judge and he got me out, Reverend Crenshaw. So I love the pastor. Rest in peace, Reverend Crenshaw. But Yeah, he went and got me out in 6 months.
Okay, so you get out in 1987, you're around 16 years old, and then you get pregnant.
Correct.
So now you're a teenage mom, fresh out of juvenile, and you drop out of school.
Right.
I'm sure this was not how your mom was planning this out.
No. No.
Okay.
So after, so she was kind of like, you skipping school, but she was the type of mother, she was just so nice and so sweet. Like, I mean, she grounded us, but not like, we never got a whooping or nothing like that. Like, we had to stay in the house. She wasn't like a mean mom. Like, she was the type of mother that come home, she cooked, we come home from school, we got a hot meal. She went to work. She was, really nice. Like, we'd be on punishment, but she never, like, whooped us growing up or anything like that. And she always said, if you tell the truth, you won't get in trouble. So we was always just told her the truth.
Well, right, because now you have a baby, you're a high school dropout, you go back to stealing again.
Right.
So your mom and your stepdad take the baby and take full custody at that point.
Correct. I had to write a letter saying that that's their baby. Like, they can keep the baby. They was going to take care of the baby. Yep.
I mean, look, at 16, I get it. You don't have a lot of options. You don't know what a baby's like. But now at your age, when you look back upon it, giving up a baby for a woman is a huge deal.
Correct.
Like, how do you feel about that situation right now?
Well, back then, I felt like I just wanted to be grown. And after I turned like 17 and I moved out and got my own place, I had wanted to get my son. Like, I wanted to move. And my mother was like, no, you signed the letter. Like, this is my baby. So it ended up being they baby. But it ain't like she never not let me, take him or anything like that. Like, I still, like, took care of him and, and took him to birthday parties and stuff like that. But, like, he lived there, had his own room and, nursery and stuff at my mom's house.